Okay, so again, thank you all for being here. I am from the Healthy Living Program. So, for those that have not heard about the Healthy Living Program, we offer free preventive care services to all FIU students. You may have seen us at the law building, giving out massages, handing out aromatherapy. We also do consultations on stress and time management. We have a registered dietitian. We have a whole bunch of cool stuff. We do outreach stuff all the time. Obviously, we're all remote and we're staying home and we're trying to practice social distancing. So I wanted to bring you guys, you all, the information in the comfort of wherever you are. So today we'll be talking about practicing mindfulness and how being present can increase your well-being. Before I start, did Zoraya or Stephanie want to say anything before I just jump into the presentation?
No, I don't have anything to say, thank you, but thank you for doing this and teaching us all about mindfulness.
Awesome, cool. All right, so let's just get on into it. Okay, so as far as topics of discussion, we're gonna let you know about mindfulness and what exactly it is, because I know it's a word that is circulating all around us. Definitely over the past couple of years, I've seen the term mindfulness and I know of it now, but a couple years ago, I was like, what in the world does that even mean? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about meditation, technology, and then also gratitude journaling. First, we're going to do a little icebreaker because I find it fun and I like to be interactive. So it's a quick little poll. It's super fun, super quick. If you get stuff wrong, who cares? It's not like you're going to fail. So I'm launching the poll right now. So you should see it on your screens. And I'll give y'all probably about a minute or so to do it. And we can just like go over the answers and then continue. So let me know if anyone cannot see the poll, if you have any problems. All right, so it's pretty much about a minute. So I'll end the poll. Okay, so for those that took the poll, which are only a couple people, which is fine. So which Doja Cat song is popular on social media? It is Say So. So shout out to that person. Which country Drake was born in is Canada. I've done this poll before, and some people think it is either Jamaica or England. Neither. He's not even Jamaican, so which is interesting. But no, he's Canadian. Okay, and then which 2006 Sierra song made a resurgence on the social media app TikTok? It is Get Up, Not One Two Step. Um, so yeah, I actually did the dance on. If you follow HOP on Instagram, you'll see me dancing with my other friends, coworkers, and stuff. So check it out. I think we're cool. I think we're funny. And then lastly, who sings the popular song Adore You is Harry Styles. So shout out to that person for getting that right. But yeah, let's get into it. Definitely want to be interactive. You don't have to have your camera on if you don't want to, but definitely want to hear your responses in the chat to make it fun. And we are going to have a good time. Okay. So what does mindfulness actually mean? So start off in the chat to everyone here, what does mindfulness mean to them? Even if you don't necessarily know the proper terminology, what does mindfulness mean to you? So let's see. So someone said being present. Okay, Larkin. Hopefully I said your name right. That's awesome. Another person, Sandra, I think. Being present. Yes, for sure. Anyone else want to say anything before I move forward? Same. Okay. Focusing on the moment and being there. Absolutely. Yes. Perfect. Y'all can just do this. Y'all could take this over. So, absolutely. So, mindfulness is about not getting carried away by your thoughts, emotions, judgments that you may have. It's not about obsessing about stuff that happened on in the past, or maybe you're worrying about the future. Like what y'all said, it's about being present. So, it's just simple. Let's be present, especially with everything that we're dealing with right now. Yes, I see being present in the moment. Perfect. Absolutely. So, we're going to get into some proactive mindfulness techniques, especially with everything that's going on right now. We definitely want to be more mindful and we definitely need a break because I feel like I'm on information overload with like the school emails and like work emails. It's a lot of stuff going on, and I just need to take a moment to breathe. Okay, so I have meditation, technology, and gratitude journaling. And so I really found this super cool quote from Professor John Kabat-Zinn. So mindfulness is something that has been around for a very long time. It's pretty much up until recently. Definitely, I believe in like in this century where like the West has kind of like taken that idea, the concept of mindfulness, and applying it to our lives. So, mindfulness is paying attention in a particular way on purpose in the present moment and non judgmentally. Because we have thoughts, and our thoughts are going to continue, but it's just about being aware of them and letting them pass through like clouds in the sky. So, as you can see here, we're going to talk about meditation first. Okay, so real quick, has anyone actually meditated before? It could be a guided meditation. It could be just sitting or laying down in your bed in the morning. Yeah, so Stephanie, you have done before. I have meditated before. I like guided meditations. I have done non-guided as well. But I know that in the morning I like guided meditations because if I try to meditate on my own, I will fall back asleep. So yes, so a couple people. Yeah, that's awesome. So I like to say meditation is a daily massage for your mind, and it helps you gain that distance from your thoughts. So it's kind of like, you know, a third party watching your thoughts and emotions as they pass by. So what I said uh, is that someone says saw on YouTube. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, they have a bunch of really dope guided meditations. I watch Yoga with Adriene and do the yoga videos. So I love doing guided meditation. But yeah, so thoughts are like clouds passing through the sky. So that's what helps me because it's really hard to not think. And so when you have that distance, you can have a difference between taking a dip in your anxiety or and quickly recovering from it, whereas like you feel like you're literally drowning in a sea of emotional reactions. So how can we start meditating? So I like to say that obviously y'all have said that you meditate, which is awesome. But for some people, especially when you're first starting out, it's really hard to be consistent in general. But particularly with meditation, it's gonna take a while for you to get into that groove. It's gonna take a while for you to see the effects of it. It's not like you meditate one time and all of a sudden you achieve nirvana and then that's it. I mean, that would be quite nice, but that's not really realistic. So for me, I definitely recommend adapting the new lifestyle and eventually you will see the benefits from it. But it sounds like y'all already know what's up. So that's awesome. Okay. And so I have some free apps. I personally use Simple Habit. I have Headspace on my phone as well, but I like Simple Habit. Um, yes, so the presentation is recorded. Well, it's being recorded right now. So I can talk to Soraya to send y'all the video once everything is done. Does anyone use apps like these or have any other form of like meditating that y'all do? I know, so someone said Calm. Yes. Headspace, cool. It's so interesting because I'll be on Instagram. Someone said, yes, I also have other CDs. That's amazing. I'll be on Instagram in the evening and I'll see like the Calm ads. It's like, take a moment, take a break. And I'm like, yes, I should actually do that for sure. Yeah, I like Simple Habit. I also don't like to pay for money in general. I love free 99, and these apps offer a bunch of free guided meditations, non-guided meditations. And if you want to support them and purchase different types of meditations, Do it. I think they're super awesome. Okay, so let's move on to the technology purge and what that actually means. So, I don't know about y'all, but like I said before, I feel like there's a lot of information being circulating now that we have to be home. Can you tell me free app for meditation? Yes. So I'm going to type in simple habit, calm, and headspace. So you should see that in the chat. Okay, so we're getting overwhelmed with a lot of information, especially on social media. I love social media, I love the news, but after a while, it can be a bit much. So when it comes to technology, there's no bigger obstacle to mindfulness in smartphones, especially like social media, like I said, news, email. And social media and the news have been engineered to keep you glued to the screen as much as possible. And especially for email, especially if you work at FIU, there's always new things going on, especially with this time and the campus being closed, and there's always emails like, hey, we're closed for another 2 weeks or so, and this, you have to sign this and that. And email makes you feel productive, but a lot of times it just reveals a compulsive behavior. So I always say recognize the signs. So you feel compulsive need to check the news, the email, social media. It could be a signal that technology is dominating your life. And I know right now it's quite difficult to separate ourselves from technology when we have to be home. We have to be, yes, we have to be on our laptops on our phones because we can't go to campus. It's closed, and we still have to get school work done. I am a grad student. I'm getting my master's in public health. I'm in my second to last semester. I got my practicum, I got this and that, and I have to be on my computer. But there are ways that there are things that we can do to minimize the effects of technology and help us to continue to be mindful. So how to pause technology is start slow. So even though we have to be on our phones and our computers, try going for a short period of time without any screen time. So I don't know if anyone has the screen time, if you have Apple iOS, I do. I have it activated and it tracks, you know, how many times I pick up my phone. It tells me how long I've been on my phone throughout the day. Like on average, it's 6 hours for me right now. I have my social media set for 3 hours every day. And then when I finish those 3 hours, it shuts off my social media. And then Android has the well-being app. So does anyone use screen time or any sort of screen time app for their phones? You can write it in the chat. So I use screen time. Cool. That's one person. Does anyone else use screen time? If so, do y'all, it says, yes, but mine does not stop me. Do y'all use it to block out certain apps during certain times? Because like I said, for me, for social media, I do it for Twitter and Instagram, Tumblr, and Facebook. But I don't, yes, someone said, yes, I put social media. Yeah, I was doing WhatsApp, but I'm in 5 million WhatsApp groups between my family and school projects. So I actually need WhatsApp to be open because everyone in my classes like to talk about this exam and this project. So I was like, you know what, let me just take that off. But yeah, that's awesome that y'all utilize screen time. Says, just read that message for how long I've been on it. Yeah, so when you go in the settings, you can create, you go in the screen time settings, you can search for it, and then you can actually create limits. So I did 3 hours, you could do 5 hours or whatever, because I know sometimes people need screen, be on social media for work. But it's just really good to help you be mindful. And especially now that I'm more home, I find that my screen time has increased. So I need to bring that back down because I don't need to be on my phone all the time. So invest in a hobby, spend time doing things that make you feel good. That's fun. That's outside of watching TV and being on your phone. So what are some things that y'all do that y'all have implemented outside of catch up on Netflix and Disney Plus, which I am doing because normally I just don't have that much time. But what are some things that y'all have implemented in your daily routine now that we're home? That's, maybe it's taking a walk around your neighborhood, or if it's baking or whatever. What are some things that y'all do? Let's see. So, doodling with Diane Black. Yeah, that's awesome. So, bake. Yes, I love food. I absolutely love food. Laying outside and tanning. Yes, getting that super awesome sunshine, like cooking, dominoes, Uno, walk. Yeah, maybe I should go over to your house and do dominoes. Yes, that's awesome. I love dominoes. I slap those dominoes down. I'm Jamaican, so Jamaican people, we love to be extra and just be like, yeah. I love food. I cook more now, but I really want to get into baking because um, I just love food, so why not? Playing board games, yes. I'm gonna try to find Jenga in my house because I have the really tall Jenga, and I really want to play that. So yes, shout out to y'all. Okay, so yeah, drawing, coloring, like what y'all said, cooking, baking, even if it's just laying outside listening to music, yes, we all need to take a break. And then lastly, unplug, take a break, and fast on social media for a while. So for me, I know earlier this year, around the end of January, I fasted social media for a month because it was just a distraction and I had a lot of deadlines for school, and I just deleted the apps off my phone. And yeah, so spent a lot of time in my garden. That is amazing that you had a garden, and I've been watching YouTube video vlogs on how to create my own garden. So that's amazing. Um, but yeah, so I took social media off my phone for about a month. I've done this before. I feel like almost every year I kind of take a break from social media, but it was amazing, especially when I wasn't in school and I was just working, and I fasted social media for Lent a couple years ago. And oh my goodness, I had so much free time. And I was just like, dang, those first 2 weeks, I kind of felt a little itchy, like, oh, I miss Twitter, I miss Instagram. But after that, it was smooth sailing. I felt so good. So yes, I love nature and walking. That is amazing. Yes, I've been walking around my neighborhood and it's awesome. Okay, so lastly, we're going to get into gratitude journaling. So, has anyone heard of gratitude journaling or has used gratitude journaling for themselves? You can pop in the chat. Let me see. So, two people said yes, which is awesome. Rebecca said no, which is fine. So, yeah, I think gratitude journaling is awesome. I personally do it. I growing up, my mom has always told me to be thankful, to be grateful, whether it's being for me praying oh, thank you God for waking me up this morning, or just being, saying oh, I'm grateful for this, grateful for that, whatever. And so when I discovered the concept of gratitude journaling a couple years ago, it was super awesome to me because I kind of felt like I already do it. But what is it? So let's get into it. So it's loosely based off positive psychology research. So it was designed as simple, effective, and efficient way to focus on focus on the good, you set intentions for the day, and reflect. So when you journal at the start of your day, it can prime your day. It can prime your morning for a positive outlook. And then when you journal in the evening time, it can help end your day on a high note, which will help you fall asleep much more easily. So I have the 5-minute journal right here. This is what I use. Now, of course, this type of journal is not like the end all be all. The people who made this journal encourage people to copy the prompt, and either you say it out loud in the shower or in your mind as you're driving, you're walking in the neighborhood, whatever, or you can just have your own journal and you would just write it down. But basically, I like this format of gratitude journaling. So you start off with 3 things you're grateful for, what will make today great in your power. So you can say what will make today great is I went on a walk in the neighborhood, I took a nap, or if I studied for my exam or whatever. You saying what will make today great if it didn't rain today, Unfortunately, we can't control the weather. I'm not Storm from Marvel. I can't just, somehow wish that it just never rained. Plus, we live in Florida where it rains for 15 minutes and then it's super sunny. You know what I'm saying? So, things that we can control. And then you have your daily affirmations. In the evening time, you reflect, and it's like three amazing things that happened today. And it's whatever, it's totally up to you. And then you reflect, how could I have made today even better? So I kind of did a little format for y'all. So, for example, I'm grateful for waking up this morning. I'm grateful for my family, for my health. And like I said, it doesn't have to be on, in your journal if you don't want to. It could be while you're washing your hair, you're taking a shower. It could be while you're cooking, whatever. What will make today great? If I watch a movie with my family, a daily affirmation, I am in charge of how I feel and I'm choosing happiness. So the concept of the 5-minute journal is that the first 5 minutes when you wake up, you reach for your journal or you just lay in bed and you think about these prompts right here. So instead of looking to your phone and you're going to social media to check Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat, you're trying to decrease that. And it's like, you know what, let me be mindful, be present, and be thankful right now. Bam. Then in the evening time, 5 minutes before you go to bed, you reflect on the day. So 3 amazing things that happened today. I was able to catch up with my friends. I took a nap. I went on a neighborhood walk. How could I have made today even better? Work on my time management for my schoolwork, which is something that I can relate to. I'm a lot better at time management, but there's always room for improvement. So, what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to break you all into breakout rooms and I'll have y'all talk amongst yourselves. You're going to do the morning portion and just talk about gratitude journal, talk about things that you're grateful for, what will make today great, and choose a daily affirmation. And then from there, we can come back and share. And then we're going to wrap everything's up. Okay, so you will be transported quickly. So you'll see a notification, and then y'all can go to each of the rooms. All right, cool. All right, so does anyone want to share their thoughts, their little, whatever? It could be on audio or in the chat, doesn't matter.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi, Brianne. Thank you for doing this.
you're welcome.
Really good. No, we had a good chat, and I'm part of the staff, and I had a chat with 2 students. So it was good that we were all saying the different ways that we all express gratitude, whether it's written or whether it's thought. So for me, it's good to see how, with different generations, how everyone relates to it, and it's good. And I feel good that that they feel that it's an important part of their life, and it makes us, start the day, especially we were discussing the morning, especially starting the day, on a good note.
Yes, thank you for sharing. I agree. I feel like this can benefit anyone, any walk of life too. And this helps you be more grounded too and be
Yes.
more aware. Does anyone else want to share? It doesn't have to be on audio, it could be in the chat too.
Do you, Miss Araya, she brought up a good point about kind of like sharing with our fellow students about how to be more mindful sometimes, because whenever things even like this happen, because I remember when this whole COVID thing first happened, there was a lot of freaking out, and it's kind of difficult to sometimes reach fellow students, especially if they don't have a normal kind of mindfulness practice because it's not mainstream yet. Do you have any suggestions on how to kind of spread it around a little bit more?
Is that question for me or for Soraya?
Sorry, I think it was just in general to you. It's just that Miss Soraya, she had kind of asked us in the group, but then we got cut off, and so yeah, I was just curious if you had any tools.
Yeah, I think that's a really good question because especially working with healthy living program, we have like these workshops that we do, whether it's yoga, whether it's meditation, sound therapy, and we do find like we always have a couple people that it's a whole new world, like this whole concept of like what mindfulness and like what do you mean my mind, like it's just so new. And as far as like with this COVID situation, it at first, the school closing and shutting down is really daunting and it's really uncertain for so many students. I know for me, because not only am I a student, but I also work at the school too. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? Do I still get paid? Can I still work? And then all the thoughts, and then I just had to be like, okay, let's focus on things that we can actually control, Brian, and go from there. So I think as far as students, goes, like even if it's just like an email that's checking in and then just saying like right now it's okay to feel overwhelmed because it's natural, but just to remember to not beat yourself up and focus on things you can control. You can control how you study, you can control how you complete your tasks and how you reach out to your professors, but you can't control the school being closed or your classes being moved to online if you had an in-person class or something like that. um, and then direct them to the services that are doing free content. I know HLP, we have Instagram Lives and Zoom webinars and CAPS, counseling and psychological services. They do a bunch of really amazing things too. And then also, you know, I think like Panthers Care. I mean, there's so many things. It's just, I find that even when I was on campus, there's so many students that don't know that we exist because there's just so many students at FIU. So I think just sharing that information and just, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? To just remind them that it's okay to be like overwhelmed and like, but also edify them that, that they'll be fine. Yes. Oh my goodness. Because I have to do it too. Because I overthink over the littlest things. It could be a text message like, what do they really mean? What? And I'm just like, okay, Bran, I can't do that. I can't do that right now. But thank you for the question. Does anyone else want to share like maybe a daily affirmation that they say? I like the charge of in charge of happiness or choose I'm in charge of how I feel and I choose happiness. I found that and I was like, that sounds so cool. And I started writing that in my journal. But did anyone have one? It could be like I'm smart or I'm able to get through this or whatever.
Well, like Louis Hay used to say, like everything will be okay. All is well.
Yeah, that's really
And I
good.
always remind myself, yes, all is well is one that I use a lot. And I tell my adult children that whatever it is, all is well. All will be well.
I think that's good. And especially with like daily affirmations and just like speaking it out, definitely want to remind yourself. And it's not like you're trying to forget that, you know, things aren't what you're used to or try to mask and be like, oh, like we're in like this Neverland pretend world. But it's just for our well being, especially our mental health, to just be like, you know what? For right now, I'm going to be present and I'm going to focus on the things that matter. And I'm just going to be positive because it's hard to be positive. It's real easy to be negative, real easy. So I like all as well because it just brings us back to just focus. So thank you to everyone for sharing. You guys are amazing. And then lastly, I just have just some contact information. Right now, we are really active on Twitter and Instagram. We do meditation sessions for 30 minutes on IG Live at 10 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have like a health educator. We have two of them that go on IG Live and talk. We have a bunch of stuff planned for finals week, like coloring and chatting. And we have like a dietitian. She has like recipes. It's just cool. I think we're funny, like I said. And if you just want a break as well, like on your breaks, even though I just talked about like limiting social media, but right now, to get in contact with us and kind of get familiarized with our services, even though it's online, definitely follow us. And then of course we will let's see. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, especially with the coronavirus, it can be real easy to be overwhelmed, but as long as we are like smart and safe and use our discernment, and from there we can limit the amount of stuff that we have to worry about. But yes, so we're still trying to work on like doing our consultations and stuff, but in the meantime, you can reach out to us on our social media. Yes, you wanted to say something, Stephanie?
Oh, just, shameless plug. If the Mindfulness Association is looking for new members to be on the executive board, so if you're interested, contact me. Thank you.
And thank you so much for allowing me to do this. You
Thank
guys
you.
are
Thank you
amazing.
for doing this so
Thank
much.
you so much, Brianne. Yeah.
You're
Gotta go
welcome.
to another meeting now.
Yes,
Yeah, me
okay. And
too.
I will, so right, I'll send you the video so that we
Yes.
can distribute it to everyone.
Yes. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.